Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on European Confessions. The following story that you're going to be listening to, it comes from a translation of a message that I received. The translation reads like this. Hello, Brother Nash, how are you? Can you please post my own story as hidden identity? I am a woman who used to stay in South Africa, but here now I am staying here in Ireland, and these are some of the things that I have done, and I feel so terrible. You know, when you have committed a sin that is so terrible things, it is quite difficult for you as a human being to understand, to accept that these are the terrible things that you have done. For years, I have convinced myself that I had little to no choice at all, that I was simply taking what should have been mine. But deep down, I know the truth. I know what I was doing was wicked. I know that I was destroying my own sister's life because of greed, jealousy, and lusting after her husband. And above it all, I was selfish. And now, 9 years later, I am haunted by the weight of the things that I did, and I can't seem to escape. Oh, how I have created a prison for myself here on earth. I grew up in Zim with my young sister, whom I'll call Tari. She was everything that I was not, you know. She was beautiful, and above it all, it seemed as if God and even our parents, they had favored her. Everyone loved her, but I hated her. My parents, they were the kind of parents that could show it to you that they love one child above the other. My grandmother, who was my mother's mother, she used to caution my mother about these things that she was doing. She said, what you are doing, you will make these kids to hate each other by the time that they will start to understand what is going on. The reason as to why she did not like me, it was Tari was her golden child. She was intelligent. She used to say that she is intelligent as I used to be when I was in school. It is just unfortunate that I could not continue with my education. Otherwise, I was going to become a doctor. But as for you, Tari, I know that you are going to achieve everything that I could not achieve. She used to say all of these things in front of me, so you can just imagine the pain that I used to feel. When we moved to Ireland as a family, I thought that it was going to be a fresh start for me, but things only got worse because I had left my husband back in South Africa. He was supposed to come and join us after about a year and a half when we were busy fixing the finances. But unfortunately, I started hearing rumors that back in South Africa where I had left him, he was busy with the other women. And I said, oh, it is fine. He can have his life and I will have my own life. I was back to square one. As for my sister, her life was flourishing, making friends whilst I was struggling. She was like outshining me. The resentment grew into something that was quite dark, and I would even wish bad stuff upon her until she met another man who changed everything. So he was Irish, very handsome, and he was in love with her. To this very day, I do not trust that he loves me the same way that he used to love my sister. Their relationship was great. Before long, they were married. All that I could do was to stand by her side as a maid of honor, just smiling, pretending to be happy, but I was hurt inside. I wanted her husband. I wanted everything that she got. So after that, they started staying together. I started inserting myself into their lives more and more, creating a toxic environment between them because I knew what I was doing. Me and Sean, we grew closer and closer, and I took each and every opportunity to flirt with them. Whenever she would have gone out, I would make sure that I flirt with her husband, and she was so trusting, so oblivious that she never suspected a thing. When they would go to bed, if I would have visited her, I would then tell my in-law, who became my husband, to sleep with my sister, to make her cry so much that I can hear them, and he would go to work without my sister ever knowing what was going on. One night, everything came to a head after Tari had gone to visit a friend for the weekend, leaving my husband to be with their son alone. I offered to come over and help out, pretending to be the caring auntie. That night, after their son had gone to bed, me and her husband, we ended up drinking and talking, and I was wearing a dress which was a see-through dress. Everything underneath was just there for him to see. I don't know if it was the alcohol or what happened, but he kissed me. I did not stop him. I was happy. I kissed him back. The kiss turned into something, and by the end of the night, we had crossed a line. We had slept together, and I did not even feel guilty. I even asked him for an morning after, not like a morning after pill, but a morning after one round before I could go back to my place, and we did that. I did not have the courage to face my little sister. By the time that she would have returned back from her visit, I was just avoiding her. She did not even suspect a thing. We kept on dating, and the more that we dated, the more that I fell in love. Me and her husband, we were happy, and I would be irritated whenever he would tell me that he slept with my little sister, and I would tell him not to keep on sleeping with a wife because he was mine now. We started fighting, and when we fought, this was because of the way that I was trying to control him, and he said that he could not do it anymore. He just wanted some peace in his life, and I was not bringing him peace that he thought I was going to bring him. I lied to him that I was pregnant. He caught me lying. I was not pregnant at all. And after that, that was when I spoke with one of my auntie, whom she used to hate a lot. And I used to also hate him, but to get her on my side, I started sending her a lot of money. We became the best of best friends. She informed me to return back to Zim because she was having all of these terrible dreams. When I arrived in Zim, we had one mission. We went to our grandfather's grave, and there we spoke a lot of stuff, and she was happy since I was assisting her. Brother Nashi, if you have money, you can get anyone killed, and that is what I did to my sister. And whilst we were at our grandfather's grave, I had stolen one t-shirt from Tari, which we placed on top of our grandfather's grave and cursed her. We cursed her this t-shirt until I returned back to Ireland. It was on top of my grandfather's grave, and I returned it back to her, claiming that I had forgotten it at my apartment. She took it, and I saw her one day. She was wearing it, and I was happy. She lost her life, Brother Nashi. 9 years later, after I did all of these things, I do not feel any guilt at all. And as for my husband's son that he had with my sister, instead of me feeling sorry for him, I hate him with a passion. I do call upon all the demons that I can think of, all the negative energy that I can think of, so that it can follow him. The good thing is that my husband does not believe in witchcraft, so I feel so happy. He does not even think that I did all of these things to my sister to get her killed, and now his son is possessed by all of this evil and wickedness, and it will be very difficult for him to ever find out, since he does not think that witchcraft is for real. This is my own confession. After so many years in marriage, what shocks me, the level of wickedness that I have in my heart. I don't feel a thing at all. I don't even feel any guilt at all. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our sister. That was the translation. She's saying that after having her sister killed, she does not feel sorry at all. She even calls upon the names of demons so that they can chase after her late sister's son. Strange things indeed, they do happen in this world.